Hello, 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 Virgos. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing today? Hope everything. Ooh, excuse me, I have the hiccups. Is good. We are looking at the new moon energies right now. Mercury retrograde. A lot of energies. If you missed the reading for the new moon, I posted the link below here, just in the description. Go ahead and watch that. You're going to be a little bit surprised for the end of October. A lot of things happening, and well, let's see what's going on with your reading with that. All right. For those of you that are brand new, thank you for showing up. I am doing intuitive tarot. It is like a motivational tarot in a sense, but it's very different because I do astrology, numerology, and it is definitely divine driven. So all my downloads come from divine. Okay, that is in rebirth. And so I will do past, present, and future, and I will do a divine card, which is a message card to you through anything that you're struggling with, anything that you're having challenges on. Maybe you're missing somebody. Are they coming back? Are they, hopefully this is sort of like that. So I do have a lot of questions coming. Am I going to get a good job? Am I going to find love? Is so and so coming back? Is, whatever. So this is your question. So that's the divine saying, focus in on whatever it is he's trying to tell you with this message. All right. And then we'll go to the current energies and then also to the future energies. Ooh, lots of reverses today. That is because we're in the new moon. This is a very, very tough new moon. You'll find that out if you haven't gone through some challenges. It's also going to last for a couple of weeks. So, because we also have Mercury retrograde leaving in direct, actually moving in direct on the 18th. But that takes a couple of weeks to do that. You can't imagine. It's sort of like a semi truck. Trying to get a semi truck to stop and then start up again takes a lot of energy to do that. So let's get started, guys. What's happening with the Virgos? Virgos. All right. And don't forget to please like, share, subscribe if you like what you're watching. This may not resonate with everybody. It may resonate with some of you. Parts of it may resonate with you. And then definitely somebody might come to your thought process kind of a thing here. So let me take a peek at these here. I'm going to look at the numerology. The astrology part comes in the future card. That's definitely the future energy. This is really on mark, you guys. This is Virgos. This is on mark. Really, this magician card has shown up in several readings in the last 2 weeks. A lot of illusions, a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of that happening in your readings. Things not seeming to what they are really. Things you're sort of questioning. 2 and 2 is not adding up to 4. That definitely is something that you want to pay attention to. Okay, and we'll go into that more here in a second. So I'm looking at your card from Divine, and it is in reverse. So what do we got going? A willing to release. And this is the number 9, 10, 13. So it's the number 4. It's about your boundaries. It's about balance. It's about core foundation, where it is. And because we have willing and willing to release in reverse, that means somebody doesn't want to let go. Okay, now this is the divine's energy to say let go. Because if you have faith and trust in divine and divine and the universe out there, basically you will let go, and then you will have divine just have his will, because he's gonna have it either way, guys. I hate to say that. So definitely the message to you is to let go. So it's time to let go. Whatever is in the past is done. Whatever is gone is gone. And boy, this sort of brings home to me today, because I was thinking about somebody, and it's like, wow, I really miss that person. And it was just like, I still pine over them sometimes, but you know what? I got to let it go. So sometimes we get tempted to bring back those memories that hold us to a person or a thing. And it's time to release that. Okay. And I'll tell you why in a few minutes, also, too, from an astrology end. But two, we have slow and steady is your current energy. Slow and steady wins the race. And it's the number three it's for acknowledgement. Okay, so you need to acknowledge what is happening, what you need to release, need to move slow and steady because we're in a holding pattern, guys. We're in a holding pattern and you can't get frustrated, you can't get irritated, you can't allow that anxiety to happen because it wants to. Why do I know that? Because your future energy is the number 6 in reverse and it is peaks of joy. So somebody is just not a happy camper. They're frustrated, they have anxiety, they could be depressed. You could be depressed. I don't know who this is, but it is just sort of like somebody has lost hope. And this is where the Uranus energy comes in and says, nah, you'll be fine. You're going to be fine. We're going to go together. It's going to flow. It's not a problem here. Okay. So what is this saying? Release, move forward in a slow pattern, and know that we're in a holding pattern. And we'll talk about that in a second. Maybe here, because there is a lot going on here. Okay, so your first card out is the Hermit. And again, you have to pay attention to what is going on in the now. Okay, really look at everything, the big picture in the now, where you're at, what you want to do, how you want to move forward, who you want to move forward with. This is taking a time to step back and analyze because, man, that trickery, I think the magician, you can have almost anything with a magician and you can have an illusion, you can have the truth, you can have all that kind of stuff. However, he's very good at smoke and mirrors. So you got to be really, really careful with that because your third card out is the Four of Swords. So it gets tiring. You know, it's like somebody keeps spinning their wheels and it's tiring. And it just doesn't seem like anything's changing. However, it is changing. It's just that you cannot see that yet. So don't stop the forward movement. Don't give up the forward movement. Don't give up and basically say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Just release it. Release it to divine. Give it to divine and say, I'm tired. You take the wheel for a while. Trust me, I did that before. And that was the best thing I ever did in my life. Okay, so you have the Eight of Cups in the center of your reading. You have Strength is your next card out. You have the Hangman. And then you have your challenge card is the Six of Swords. Okay. What I think what's really interesting here is with all this energy and swords, which is about truth, and cups are about your heart and your desire, that you have the Hermit first, and on the opposite side of Strength, you have the Hangman. Very spiritual energy, very insightful energy, very intuitive energy, but also too really having that awakening to look and analyze before you do anything. It's sort of like think before you speak kind of a thing. Definitely is going to take a challenge to have some strength there. The strength, what is it you need the strength for? To let go. Okay. Definitely need to let go because your heart is definitely having some issues with wanting to let go. Okay. All right, so let's see what else is going on here. Oh, okay, thank you. So they're asking me to look at the Four of Swords, and I say they, which is the Holy Spirit is 3 in 1. Okay, so a lot of people think, oh, she's talking to the angels, she's talking to my ancestors. I'm talking to the 3 in 1, the Trinity. Okay. So a lot of people are like, okay, you're going to see a new channel pop up here shortly. And I will make an announcement towards the end of October about it. Right now, I'm just trying to get my footing back with the new job and leather work and everything. And I'm still in my leather shop. My daughter is still, that's amazing. I pick these up upside down every single time. There is something I'm going to have to meditate on that. But definitely there's somebody really working in a shadow. There's somebody that is behind the scenes. If you look behind, they asked me to look at the bird in the window. Barely can tell they're there, right? But the birds are full of messages. Bulls are full of messages and are messengers. The other thing too, though, is he's watching over the man sleeping, and the man is holding a sword. So he's in a protective mode. He's actually trying to get some rest. However, it's sort of like you're sleeping with one eye open and somebody's watching. So be really careful who's coming around you right now. They might not have the best intentions. Again, this is a really hard time with the Mercury retrograde and also with Uranus and Saturn. Saturn and Uranus, yeah, because Saturn is more of the structure and more of the due diligence and in being the strong-minded, organized-minded, make sure that things, and Uranus is free flowing kind of a thing. But the thing is, this person that is coming towards somebody definitely doesn't, I don't believe, has good intentions. And not in a malicious way, but that they may they're out for their own purpose. So be real careful because it's next to the Magician card. That smoke and mirrors again. So somebody, Virgos, might be coming towards you that is out for their own good. And, they may look like they're out for you and everything. And, but you got to be careful with this person. Okay, I don't know who this is. It's almost like a wolf in sheep's clothing, a very attractive, very nice, very personable, but something just is off, right? Okay, so we have the star card up next. Okay. Whoa, too many cards. Yeah, okay, lovely. There's a lover's card right on top. And we'll have them asked to put that back up there again if that's what it's in relation to. Oops. I'm going to ask you to pull that card again if that is something. I've seen the Two of Cups, I've seen the couples, I've seen the Ten of Swords. So something's coming to an end. Definitely. Really have to acknowledge what is happening around you right now, though. Oh, celebration, celebration. Okay, so we have somebody that is trying to get in together with the unity. There's an acknowledgement of something good and positive and spiritual. It almost is like a reconnection of something. This is something that has been waiting to get balance again. So we have the number 4. So again, yeah, the number 4. And we got the Four of Swords. Four of Swords, Four of Swords, Four of Swords, two Swords. But this is about grounding. This is about getting a foundation. So we have the Three of Cups, which is awesome, next to the Star. Then next to that is the Hierophant. Okay, at the bottom of the deck we have the Two of Cups. So there is something coming for some Virgo that is actually trying to bring a celebration together. Now, the celebration might not be, I don't think it's work. I really don't think it's work. It's a celebration that is a spiritual celebration. It's almost like, I suppose, if somebody was getting baptized, you would celebrate that because that is an end of an old self and a birth of a new self. Okay. This is a celebration of a more spiritual thing, more of the spirit than the world. So say if somebody's getting married, that's a unity in one, again, bringing something together. The number 2 is definitely about bringing something together. And I see that maybe this is probably happening, but this celebration could be like an engagement. It could also be a baby shower. It could also be a reunion, definitely of that nature. Maybe somebody has known each other for a while, left, and then came back together again. Just remember, whatever this union is, if it's divine intervened, you have to take it slow and steady to be sure that it is the right thing. Because a lot of the times when we got the Magician there, smoke and mirrors, somebody, just be really, really careful that it isn't this shadow that is trying to trick you. Put it that way. Okay, there's something that maybe be trying to trick you. All right. All right. Wow. So we have a lot of foundational stuff because we have the sun, we have the star, we have two number fours, a lot of foundation here. We have the hermit in the very beginning, which is something that is ending, about to end, to be aware that it needs to end, but it's not quite ending yet. Okay. But because we have the number 10 again. Okay. The 10 is about something ending, something completing, something new happening. But somebody still does not want to let go. Gosh, what is it that you don't want to let go of? What are you so afraid of? Somebody is just really, really afraid. What are you afraid of? You got to face that fear to make it go away. You got to stop living the victim. You got to stop, the woe is me. And oh, if this didn't happen, that wouldn't have happened. Or if I wouldn't have done this, or if he wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have left, or whatever. Finding excuses for everything. Somebody's finding excuses. But the thing is that it's a mindset. It's either a spiritual mindset or it is definitely a earth mindset. Okay. So the earth mindset is definitely about self. And then the spiritual mindset is about selflessness. Okay, selfless. When you got the Eight of Cups in the center of your reading, somebody's trying to be too logical about something. Somebody is not following their spirit. Somebody is not listening. They're really fighting this intuition. Okay. So I'm going to see what else Divine has to say here. Somebody has somebody coming into their life that needs some lifting up and encouragement. Somebody has got somebody that will, it's almost like they're looking for you because they want the encouragement from you. They want the empathy from you. They see you as a approachable person that they can trust some of their deepest thoughts in. So somebody's going to have somebody come to them and enlighten them about probably their struggles, something that is happening to them or has happened to them, and is going to share that. Please listen to that because we're in Mercury retrograde. It's really important for us to reach out for each other and be there for each other. But these other energies of the new moon are going to be conflicting. They're going to be irritating. It's like, oh my gosh, here they come again. It's like, be empathetic. What if you were going through something and you needed somebody to lean on, and there was one person that you really liked and they were doing that to you? You got to be really careful on how you treat people. Okay. This Saturn, Uranus, Mars energy that is happening, man, it's like a pendulum swinging back and forth, as they all begin to go direct. But it's also like we are in a holding, like I was explaining on the new moon video, we're in a holding pattern. And this isn't going to change until the new year. Even when the retrograde is over, we're sort of in a holding pattern. We're getting ready. Things are moving, but we cannot see them move. Does that make sense? So let me put it to this way. When you plant a seed in the ground, you know that you planted the seed and you know it's growing because you're watering it, you're feeding it, you're giving it sun, you're taking care of it, you're giving it all the fuel that you need to, but you can't see it moving, but it is moving. And that's what's going on with the planets and how things are happening. We're in a holding pattern. We are moving forward. And you've got to have faith and trust in divine and the supernatural and God, that kind of a thing, because once this holding pattern is done, it's just all of a sudden going to be like a whoosh release. It's sort of this buildup until that comes out, probably November, December, somewhere in there. And that holding pattern may just release a little bit, sort of like when you hold a balloon that's full of air and you're like, and then you let a little more air out, that kind of a thing. It's like sort of we're in that kind of a thing. All right. Yeah. And we're moving. So we've got the Chariot, definitely the Chariot. We are in a moving pattern. However, we're in a moving holding pattern. What do I mean by that? So imagine flying in a plane. So I used to fly little planes, and you have to, if it's a big enough airport, you've got the FAA tower. But if you're going into an airport and they have a tower and maybe there's an airplane coming in or one that's getting ready to land and you're too close, so they'll have you go into a holding pattern. So you will go in this rectangle around the airport until you get the okay to land, and then you can go, and there's this pattern to land, so then you can go and land. That's what I mean. We're just going around and around and around, even though we're getting ready to land. We're just going around in that holding pattern. All right. So the Nine of Wands, and then we have the Fool. Again, somebody again is trying to be tricked. Really be careful this week. Somebody is in your presence that is trying to trick you, trying to manipulate, trying to get you to see their side and come over to their side, because you have the Nine of Wands, Mercury energy. Mercury energy is all about conflict, all about trying to confuse things, make things difficult, to be more conflicting, energies like that. Okay. So you've got some really conflicting energies, typical with the new moon and the planets. But the biggest thing is the willing to release whatever it is, trust in divine, because he's saying, you guys don't trust me. So then basically, if we don't trust him and we don't have faith in him, we're just calling him a big fat liar. I would never call divine big fat liar, because I know from fact all the stuff that he has given me and shared with me, and all the support he's given me through, shoot, even the times when I was homeless. Definitely had supported me. But I do know that I have to have patience. So this energy that's happening right now, he says you have to have patience and trust that it's working. Things are working. Okay. I don't know who that's for, but something for somebody else is happening that's very spiritual, like a gathering. I'm not saying church, but it's just something of the heart that feels really good to celebrate. And there's a lot of balance there. There's a lot of joy. There may be a recognition. It could be a promotion, but I don't believe so. I believe this is something like a family union. Man, I don't like that. Really don't like that, because they were saying like if there's a death, then people get closer to each other. They have a celebration of life, but we also get together and we get closer to each other, bond together again because of something that has happened. This is more of the joyous side of that, if that is happening. But otherwise, I think this could be a marriage kind of a thing, a proposal, just or just getting out and celebrating that, hey, somebody turned the big 50, 40, 30 and are out celebrating. Really, really good. It's a real good time to socialize, guys. Really good time to socialize. It is moving forward. Just be patient. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Again, we're trying to get the elephant out of the closet. We're trying to get all these hard vibrational communications energies out, because your future energy is the peaks of joy in reverse. It is not easy. This is your next week's card. This is the 2-week card. And it is not easy to go through it, but at the end result, you have joy. So if you have to talk really hard and get some things out, this is the time to do it. And I'm going to repeat it. I sound like a dead, repeated horse, but the thing is that um, this is the time to do it, because it's going to bring your bond closer. Okay. Very insightful. Somebody is actually also having a very spiritual awakening, and it's scaring them because they don't know if it's really true of divine or if it's not. And the flesh will be tempted. Here's the thing: if it is of the flesh, it's not of divine. Think of it: is it worldly? Is it more destructive, or is it leaving doors open that could allow that destructiveness? Then it's not divine. Divine is only doing things for good. All right. And this is where you're going to have the courage spiritually and intuitively, which is your intuition, to really listen to it and say, I just don't feel good about this. I'm going to put them to the back burner. I just, no thanks, kind of a thing. So you really have to be careful. Somebody's coming to you that you're going to really have to pay attention to and analyze, okay, with the Hermit. All right, guys, that is your reading for the 11th through the 17th. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And then also, to please just remember, we're trying to get to 1,000 members or subscribers or whatever you want to call them by the end of the year so I can give away some free readings. So if I get to 1,000, we will definitely give 3 readings, 30-minute readings, or 30-minute coaching. And if you don't want coaching, we'll do a reading. So more readings, more readings, more readings. All right. And one-on-one. So I get to know you personally, and you get to know me a little bit. I don't know why you'd want to, but if you do, you would have that opportunity. All right. So please have a wonderful, wonderful week. I do have another video coming out that I'll be uploading this week. Please watch for it. It's how to, let's see, set healthy boundaries and standards is what it's about. It's really important because a lot of people are really allowing toxic things in their life and they don't understand how to set some healthy standards. So I hope you watch that, and we will talk to you next week. Be good, be safe, and don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Bye bye now.